Imagine this. You're standing in line at LAX. A guy in a suit slides a navy blue passport across the counter. The scanner hesitates. A quick flash of red, then turns green. Stamp, smile, and a welcome home. What nobody in that line knows, 6 months earlier, that same passport was sweating it out in a rented warehouse where technicians tested it under scanners until it read perfect. The place smelled like toner and solvents. The passport itself, born from stolen identities, obsessive color matching, and just enough paranoia to get the details right. Yep, fake passports aren't arts and crafts anymore. They're equal parts chemistry set, industrial factory, and hacker's basement. So let's break down how these things are actually made and why the tiniest typo can ruin $1 million operation. Passports weren't always the ironclad documents we think of today. 100 years ago, they were more like raffle tickets, flimsy, inconsistent, and easy to copy. All you really needed was tidy handwriting and a stamp that looked official. Then came World War II. Suddenly, forged papers weren't about sneaking into a bar. They were about survival. Resistance groups ran underground printing presses, cranking out IDs so convincing they moved people across borders and saved lives. Think life or death Photoshop, 1940s edition. And here's the kicker. Those wartime forgeries proved two things still true today. 1. The right paper and the right stamp can get you anywhere. 2. Smart people under pressure can out-invent anything. But if World War II made forgery noble, the Cold War made it profitable. Intelligence agencies needed entire wardrobes of identities. Monday, you're Frank from Cleveland. Tuesday, you're Jean-Claude from Brussels. That identity shuffle forced governments to fight back with watermarks, raised lettering, and special paper. And that kicked off an arms race. Forgers upgraded as well. Fast forward, today's counterfeit passport isn't a basement hustle. It's a factory floor with million-dollar printers, encryption know-how, and a production line that looks suspiciously like a real government lab. Before any ink hits paper, it starts with data. Hackers raid airline systems, travel agencies, and even your inbox, pulling names, birth dates, passport numbers, and photos. That stolen data gets cleaned, scored, and sold on encrypted markets. Want a profile with dual citizenship? One that isn't tied to a name on a watch list? Or maybe just the right age and gender so it passes a quick glance at border control? It's there for a price. The data is the raw material. Without it, all you've got is a fancy notebook. See that block of letters, numbers, and chevrons at the bottom of your passport page? That's the MRZ, machine-readable zone. It's not random gibberish, it's math. Each number ties into checksums that link your passport number, birth date, and expiration date. Screw up one digit and the scanner screams red. Forgers don't eyeball this, they code it. Custom programs generate MRZs, then get tested against government-grade scanners until the line goes green. It's nerdy, math-heavy forgery. The difference between a passport that works and one that gets you a free room in airport detention. Passports don't just show your face anymore. They carry your face, digitally. That RFID chip inside, it stores a biometric map of you, signed with a government key. How do forgers fake it? They have two options. They can clone it by stealing or repurposing a real chip and reprogramming it with new biometric data. Or they can hack it by manipulating facial templates and iris data until they land in the statistically believable range scanners accept. This isn't Photoshop, it's algorithmic plastic surgery. And when it works, the machine thinks you are exactly who the passport says you are. Now comes the physical side. Real passports use cotton-based paper loaded with microscopic fibers that glow under UV light. They've got microprinting, guilloche line patterns, color-shifting inks, and raised textures you can feel with your fingertip. To copy that, forgery labs run industrial printers, 2,400 DPI presses, spectrophotometers for color accuracy, even intaglio plates for that authentic raised lettering. Workers wear gloves so fingerprints don't smudge the microprint. It's less back alley and more clean room manufacturing. And then there's the hologram. Real holograms require lasers in dust-free environments. Fake holograms? Lots of swearing, ruined batches, and a trash can full of failed stickers. Embedding an RFID chip into the page, that takes a heated press that sandwiches antenna and chip between synthetic layers without frying the whole passport. Programming the chip correctly is even harder. Governments sign their data with private keys, and without those, forgers are stuck cloning or bribing insiders. Even a perfect passport still looks suspicious if it's too perfect. So forgers age it. They bake it under UV lamps, crease pages, even rub oils from their hands into the corners. Fake stamps get crimped in, then the passport gets hidden inside anything from a hollowed-out book to a VHS case. So what is the weak link in this entire process? Humans. Despite all the tech, most forgery rings fall apart the old-fashioned way. A typo, a smudge, or someone talking too much. Law enforcement raids have uncovered labs with industrial presses, stacks of stolen identities, and passports worth millions. But every takedown only confirms one thing. For every lab caught, plenty more slip by. Fake documents aren't just a quirky side hustle. They're part of a multi-billion-dollar industry tied to fraud, trafficking, and organized crime. Tens of thousands are caught every year, but many more aren't. And the real lesson? Passports are tiny marvels of layered security. Materials, math, cryptography, biometrics. But all that tech means nothing if criminals already stole your data. So, protect your logins. Use two-factor authentication. Don't click on sketchy airline emails. Because the real weak spot in passport security isn't the hologram or the chip. It's your inbox. And next time TSA says don't laminate your passport with a hot iron, take the advice. The people who do this for a living use million-dollar labs, and they still mess it up.